clock set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And we are underway here in London. Here's Landry. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. They'll run on first down. Walton, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 23 carries, 93 yards.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Green. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Monarchs have taken a first-quarter lead.
Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that that was part of their script because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
Evan McPherson for the extra point.
And it's good to make it 7-0. So that drive, 4 plays.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game. Big-time arm. 4.4 speed. So good.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off near the 32. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And now, Charles, this becomes a pretty important second drive for them. They're already down a pair of scores here in the first quarter.
As you noted, they're down 2 scores, and to me, they're down a possession or a service break if this were tennis, right? Because they just gave one up. Only their second drive now. Run their offense, try and get back into the game that way, and then look for some help from their defense.
Trying to forget about that pick 6 last time out. The numbers for him from a week ago: 19 carries, 60 yards.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL. Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now a first down throw. Fields over the middle, complete. That's Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Now a handoff as they run left side. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Fields. Throw left side, complete. That's Lamb. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
And down inside the 15 he goes.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And to give this time to the tailback. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd and a couple. Fields. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the 2nd drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's polished off by a Viking score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
Green on third down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's Jack Fox now. Fielded just inside the 20. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC.
They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year.
And the ball is knocked out. It's going the other way. And he's got some space here. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. They'll look to throw here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a give right side. It's Walton. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And here's Green on 1st and 10. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Now Green to throw on 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Looking to throw. Green.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Read it well, and it's picked.
And the Vikings are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Certainly not the best of throws that time from the rookie QB.
And now he'll need the support from the home crowd and the hometown fans because they know they've got a gem here. They know they've got a good player, but there will be mistakes along the way. They will have to show some patience in order to help him along.
And now out comes Minnesota. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. And they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
2nd and 12.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
The Vikings send out their punter. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. He's got the lead here in the 2nd quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, like I said, he's looked pretty good to this point. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, Green. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. To throw is Green. To throw on 3rd down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Nick Bosa in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. So holding on the return, and that's going to back him up to start the drive.
He was trying to get the job done correctly, just trying to clear a little space for his returner. Ended up getting a little too much jersey and hooked the guy, hence the flag.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
58 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
Fields on first down.
They'll roll him out right. He'll have a first down past the 40.
And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him. And he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
From the gun, here's Fields.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Fields now to throw.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route, but he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction and was able to track the ball in another.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff as they run left side. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. From the 30 on 2nd down.
Fields.
Flush. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Out of the gun, Fields.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
London about set to take over on offense. And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, they'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in-the-hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. His 2nd catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in, and he's brought down. And here's Green, throwing on 1st down. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. Green. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's in his career. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Walton. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Looking to throw. Green. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. To throw is Green. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Monarchs would extend their lead here just before halftime.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here.
And McPherson on for the extra point.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive goes 8 plays.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the Lions who are out in front as they play the second quarter. The Lions trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. The Panthers looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And that one all even as they play the visiting Texans. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together?
As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
68 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, How do we stop them? And do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Garner. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game. Or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Now a handoff looking right. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Now after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. While the traders take a look, we'll step aside. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Fields. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So coming up empty here to start the 3rd quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
Going to give this time to the tailback. Able to break the tackle, but then quickly brought down just outside of the 5. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Drain now to throw on 2nd down. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Green on 3rd down.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And on now is the punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Shreds him with a stiff arm. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. On 1st down, Fields.
Over the middle, complete. It's Lamb. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
Back to throw. Fields.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
McPherson now for the extra point.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Throwing on third down, Fields. And he can't escape, and down he goes. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. London about set to take over on offense. They'll begin with much more advantageous starting field position than they did on their last drive as they come up here 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. A gain of 3, second down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
They'll keep it on the ground. Walton. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
Drain down on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. Second down and 3. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Back to throw. Green. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Green. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson. McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the 3rd quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sharp. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Fields.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes.
That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
On 3rd down, Garner. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They snap it to Fields.
Looking left side, and it's complete.
And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. He may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're march off another 15 against your squad.
On 1st down, it's Fields.
Bottled up fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the defense. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Walton. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8 from the gun. They'll try to run it. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it 4th down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
So they bring out their punter as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at the 18. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team, because now your defense has to make that stand up.
Off play action, Fields.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 27. And some space here. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
London about set. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Walton, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Walton. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
45 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Green. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On 2nd down, it's Walton. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
It always helps when you get great run support from your safeties, and when you get one who can actually read the play and get upfield and shut it down before it gets going, that's exactly what you're looking for.
They'll keep it on the ground. Walton. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a 1st down with his very next run.
Looking to throw. Green. Touchdown! A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Monarchs are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that will extend this big lead. So the drive there took 6 plays.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Taken at the goal line. The Vikings head out to take over once again.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
To throw is Fields.
He finds his man, complete. That's Garner. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, it's Garner. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
Over the middle, complete. That's sharp. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On 2nd and very short, Fields. And his throw is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Fields on 3rd down.
He finds his man, complete. That's Garner.
And he will have a Vikings first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Again, Fields.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Garner. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Here's Fields.
This is caught. And he'll be out of bounds.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Here's Fields.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there on the sack to bring up 2nd and goal.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Operating from the gun. Fields firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Fields. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the 2nd one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. So after he looked really good early, they haven't been able to find the big tight end as much. What gives?
Well, sometimes that's not in the game plan defensively. They're trying to take away other people, or they weren't expecting him to get off to such a hot start. But now they know he's out there. They've made a few adjustments, surrounded him with a few more people, a few different coverages. Let's see if he makes the adjustments now. Does he change up a few things to try and work his way open?
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Walton. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the home team here, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.